Hello, baby gangsters. This is Calvin, also known as Wormer, and this is my first ever playthrough of the DLC case for Spirit of Justice, Ace Attorney, Phoenix Wright. And Phoenix mentions Edgeworth. Knowing him, he's not going to yield an inch. We don't want him to. Like, honestly, we don't. It's the only way to find the truth is for truly to have a really great, powerful prosecutor that actually wants the truth. It's the best way to find the truth. So I just gotta fight with everything I've got to save Ellen, yeah? It is the best option we have is Edgeworth. You got to see in a way, you got to see it as teamwork. Even when we're fighting, even when we're going against each other, we got to see it as teamwork. September 22nd, 9 a.m., District Court, Courtroom, number 6. Court is now in session. I'll rise, and maybe I will. Oh my god, Phoenix and Maya, they're at the stand. Court is now in session for the trial of Ellen Wyatt. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Oh my god. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Oh my god. Glasses off, Edgeworth right across the way from Phoenix. Seeing so many familiar faces gathered together like this, I feel as though I'm at a grand reunion. It makes me want to go out for dinner and a drink and reminisce with all of you. That would be highly inappropriate right now at this moment. Oh my god, that sounds like a great idea. Maya at this angle, facing us, you know what I mean? It's been so long. I was dying for a real burger the whole time I was away. We could make it a welcome back party for Maya. How about it, Edgeworth? Oh my god, look at him. I have no intention of cavorting with my enemies. Enemies? Now then, Your Honor, let's get this trial let's start this trial at once. Oh, still not one for light-hearted banter, are you, Miss Edgeworth? Jokes and good humors are beyond worthless in the court of law. This is the thing. He's gonna lock in. Edgeworth is gonna lock in. We're now his opponents. And again, it's the best way to find the truth. You know what's interesting? From this angle without the glasses, he looks older, which isn't a bad thing. I think Phoenix also looks a little bit older too. And I think that's the point. They are older. Like, they're a little bit older. They're not old, but they're older. Guess we just have to have the party without him then. Oh, Maya. However, after the conclusion of this trial, I might consider joining you for a little welcome back party. Exactly. I agree, though. I agree. It's highly inappropriate to do it during the trial. Oh my god, this pose. He's never looked this good in this pose. Ever. I certainly wouldn't mind an invite at the very least. Maya just invited you, and so did the judge. He's still at it emotionally constipated as ever I see. This is really funny though. It's very, very funny. Because again, he's on more than good terms with us. He's our pal. He's Phoenix's, soulmate. Like, he is. And you just think, even if you're one of those people that doesn't ship Edgeworth and Phoenix, I think you can have soulmates who are friends as well. So it's like, I think they are just destined to be around each other. You know what I mean? 110%. So they are, like, really, like, they care about each other, and they are friends, and they are whatever I think they are as well. But there's also a thing where in the court of law, we need Edgeworth to be Edgeworth. We love Edgeworth, but we need Edgeworth as well, you know? Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, if you could please go over the details of this case for us. The victim was Dumas Goldsberry, a servant of the Sprocket household. He was in attendance at the wedding reception that occurred at 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Mr. Gloomsbury apparently felt some animosity towards Ellen Wyatt, so a bit after reception ended at 10 p.m., he assaulted Miss Wyatt with intent to kill her. The defendant fought back and ended up killing Mr. Gloomsbury. In other words, it was justified self-defense. That's what could be argued, but we're trying to argue that Ellen didn't even do it, right? If that's the case, then the defendant might not be criminally responsible. He's right. Worst case scenario, I could go for self-defense to avoid the criminal charge. And that's good that Phoenix has mentioned this, because that is we're going for she didn't do it, but it's a good avenue to have. I wonder how Edgeworth plans to counter that, though. He probably has something for sure. Oh. Prosecution's first witness will make my view on the matter clear, Your Honor. Who is it? Very well. Bailiff, please bring the first witness. Who is it, I wonder? Oh, I don't recognize the shoes. Emma. Please state your name and I'll keep patient witness. Ema Skye, forensic investigator. I was going to say instigator. And I'd say, just like you say, sir. Wait, did she say? No, she didn't. Okay, I thought she was getting nervous or something. I definitely just read it wrong. That being in the same courtroom with you as you is a great honor. That's very sweet. That's very sweet. Well, that's right. You're a fan of Edgeworth's, aren't you, Emma? That's very sweet. We're good friends and all, Mr. Wright. But just this once, I intend to faithfully and fully testify for the prosecution. Oh my god. So she's like, I'm going to be like full on Edgeworth, Team Edgeworth right now. And I do mean that wholeheartedly. I expect no less from you. Again, it's so interesting how like we have, you know, it's very normal and cute and adorable. It's a very normal thing where Emma looks up to Edgeworth. What do you mean? You know what I mean? While Apollo and Athena look up to Phoenix. Like, these people are legends of law. You know what I mean? They're legends. Yes, sir, I'm going to do my very best. Looks like you lost the popularity contest to Mr. Edgeworth, Nick. I really could care less. Besides, she'll see who the better lawyer is once I win this trial. I actually think that you're both incredible lawyers. I do think that if I had to say, I do think Phoenix is a better lawyer, but it's not because I think Edgeworth's a bad lawyer. I think it's because in the end, many trials, Phoenix, when he beat Edgeworth really like well, I feel like it was always because Edgeworth was like going down a darker path at times. But then when he beat him, like, you know, in the most iconic cases, it felt like Edgeworth was kind of like working with Phoenix towards the end, you know? So I feel like it's like, yeah, he's a better lawyer, but I also think that Edgeworth is like, you know, the most iconic prosecutor in the history of video games. Yeah, maybe then you'll actually really care less. She's like, you don't actually not care. Now, Detective Skye, if you please. Rundown of the case, here we go. The murder weapon is a clock called the Timekeeper. Okay. The victim was hit it from behind and he fell over right into the lantern. We had a problem with this already because, like, how would he hit her? How would she hit him from behind? You know what I mean? With the whole thing of like looking behind. Why wouldn't he look behind him? It doesn't make sense to me, really. The defendant was spotted then standing in front of the body holding the murder with wing presses as well, for sure. The victim was struck twice, by the way. Twice. He was struck twice? That's right. There's no mistake about it. And if... Sorry, I was just thinking of something as well, because, like, not only does the whole thing of, like, hit from behind doesn't make sense to me in terms of, like, the ramifications that, like, of what was going on there. Like, she was trying to kill her. Why would you turn your back on someone who, like, you're trying to kill? That doesn't make any sense to me. And it's also the fact that, like, he was also facing back first. Now, you could say he was hit over the head and then he turned around and fell back. But if you're hit over the head with a large object and you collapse, chances are you're probably going to fall forward, right? Face forward. Your body doesn't give you a chance to kind of look around. So, well, sometimes it might. I don't know. It was hard enough to knock him unconscious. Yet, despite the fact that he had been immobilized the first blow, the defendant delivered a second fatal blow to the side of the victim's head. This is why, this doesn't make sense to me because he fell on his freaking back. And if he was unconscious, you don't, like, if you're knocked unconscious, you don't. Well, there's a chance if you get hit from the side, you fall face forward to the side as well, I guess. Which means, what exactly? Oh, there's this, look at that smirk. Look at that. Look at him. I figured I would go right over your head. Let's put this way. By striking the victim a second time, the defendant killed her last chance to escape from any criminal wrongdoing. Because it's not self-defense. It's the same way if someone's in your house and you shoot their leg and they're on the ground. Now, I think in some states in America it's different, but like I think then and some laws in Ireland are different. But if you then go up over them and then hit them again, they might not see that as self-defense. I know there are like stand your ground laws in America and stuff like that, whatever. But there's also like a thing of like in Ireland there was like lawsuits that ended up having that changed laws forever in Ireland when it came to like what you can do when someone enters your house, and it actually made it like so like the rules are kind of like if someone enters your house, they are putting you in danger, and that's end of. And it's like it's like literally like even if they like start to run away or something, you are still like it's still considered self-defense in Ireland because there was a law that was a court case that set a precedent, you know. But how was Dredgewood? The defendant may have been fighting back because she was being attacked. However, she then went on to deliver a fatal blow to the man who was already fully unconscious. And here's the thing: if someone's trying to kill her, right? She, in my opinion, she had every right to do this. But we're talking about laws. I understand what he's saying with the law. A second hit to the head shows that there was like an intent to kill afterwards. Nick, is he saying what I think he is? Yeah, he's saying it wasn't self-defense. I don't feel so well. Oh my god, look at him. Look at the eyeliner. And thus, Mr. Wright has justified self-defense has been removed from the table. The prosecution intends to prove that the defendant killed the victim with murderous intent. Allow me to belatedly submit the victim's autopsy report. I can't read today. Oh my god, the bow. The bow. Here's the thing, right? So that's why he's acting all smug. Well, more smug than usual. He's removed one avenue completely for us, but again, we shouldn't have taken that avenue in the first place because we're not trying to prove that she didn't do it. We're not trying to prove that she did self-defense. We're trying to prove that she didn't do it. So let's take this as okay. And again, I know I'm maybe looking at through rose-tinted glasses. I'm going to take it as Edgeworth has removed an avenue from us of lies, of wrong. We can't say self-defense if we are, so we have to go away from that. It's fine, right? It's not like we were going to plead self-defense anyway, right? Exactly. I take it as Edgeworth has done us a favor, in my opinion. Right, but now the judge's negative impression of Ellen. True, though. Very true. Very true. And if there was a jury, they would also see that she hit him twice. But I'm sorry, like, for me, like, even if it was 2 blows, if someone's trying to kill you and you hit them twice, to me, that's like, I wouldn't doubt, like, you guys get what I'm saying? Like, say if a woman was getting attacked and she hit him over the head and knocked him out and then hit him again with, like, her shoe or something, I'm not gonna sit there and be like, oh my god, why would you hit him a second time? I'm gonna be like, you're probably afraid for your life. You know what I mean? He tried to kill you. Like, I wouldn't suggest to do the second blow, but I'd understand. He may not get to prosecute much anymore, but he definitely hasn't lost his touch. He's very good, yeah. And he waited to the last second for it too, which is very, very cool. Now then, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination, okay? There's 2 statements we could press there for sure, and I think it's this, like the second one and maybe the one after that. But we never know with this these trials. The murder weapon was a clock called the Timekeeper. The victim was hit with it from behind and he fell over right into the lantern. The 2 things I had a problem with that was like, why would you turn your back on a killer or the person trying to kill? Right? But also, and I think we actually have like a picture of it. Also, we have this as well to say that like he felt like, I feel like he got knocked unconscious and from behind you might fall forward, but he fell right flat on his back through this thing. So that's another thing we can say as well. I don't know, but we'll press this anyway. He fell right flat on his back. The defendant was fighting back against the victim, right? If so, wouldn't she have hit him from the front, not from behind? The victim must have tried to run when Miss White started fighting back. Really? We're going with this? He was definitely stronger than her. That's probably when he got hit from behind. Again, like, to me, that's like, it's, like, I don't know. For me, it's justified. I know, like, I'm sounding really horrible. Like, I don't suggest people to hit people twice, but I'm saying, like, or from behind. But I'm saying, like, if someone's trying to kill you, I ain't gonna ever, like, look down on this girl. You know? I'm never gonna look down on her. I see. That's the blow to the back of his head. The defendant must have looked awfully scary when she was brandishing that clock. I don't know about that. She's definitely not a scary character. Regardless of how scary Ellen looked, the victim was definitely hit from behind. May I go on? So, okay. Yes, of course. Please do. Okay, maybe that's like, I still think it could be like, important in my opinion. The defendant has spotted then standing in front of the whole, yeah. So maybe this is also another thing as well to talk about how she was like, you know, yeah, like, I don't know. It has the murder weapon involved in it. That's why I'm pressing it. But it's only because she's so panicked when she found the body. That's when she tried to use the timekeeper to go back in time. Objection. Oh, God. Mr. Wright, do you have any idea how absurd you sound? But Miss White really believed she could travel through time with that clock, and that's the important thing. She believed it. You should really come up with some more credible story, you know. Yes, I agree. Me three, but it's all I've got to go on. Judge, we've literally had people channel spirits in this courtroom. Come on. Anyway, under the circumstances, the only conclusions that we can draw is that the defendant killed the victim. So there's only 2 other statements. The victim was struck twice, by the way. We can press this, I guess. Miss White must have had a chance to escape after she struck the victim the first time. So why would she stick around and hit him with such a heavy object again? Well, about that. Allow me to explain. Why did she strike him again indeed? To finish off the victim, of course. Oh my god, he's so pretty here. That clearly shows that she had every intention of killing Mr. Gloomsbury. And again, I'm not gonna judge her. You try to kill this girl, and she kills you? That's called playing with fire and getting burnt. Ugh. Miss White would never do a thing like that. Then let's see some evidence that disproves my theory. That point is so iconic. Are you gonna just stand there and take that from Nick? I adore having Maya with this once again, hyping us up. Look at this. I can't refute his claim head on, so I'll have to approach it from a different angle. Well, it looks like we won't be going anywhere until we can refute Edward's claim. This is so exciting. We haven't taken on Mr. Edward in ages. Look at her. She's so happy. Yeah. Okay, Nick. Now go get him. No need to rush me, Maya. All right. I better start by comparing Emma's testimony with the evidence we have. And look for any glaring inconsistencies. The murder weapon was a clock called the Timekeeper. So, we pressed the last street. I don't see this. I think it's a present thing then. Because I don't see this. This is not wrong. What can we press against this? We can try and press it, but I don't see this being wrong. Are you completely sure the murder weapon was the Timekeeper? Yes, completely. The shape of the injury on the victim's head matches up with that of the Timekeeper. And it's definitely heavy enough to kill someone with. But would the defendant have been able to pick up and swing something so heavy? I tried it myself and I was able to lift it up just fine. Maybe you're just freakishly strong. Excuse me, Mr. Wright? I'll have you know that people on the force know me as Dainty Forensic Investigator. That's your nickname? Sorry, but really, you're hardly a delicate flower. Mr. Wright, this is a court of law. Save your antics for after the trial if you know how, okay, maybe I will. Yes, sir, it won't happen again, sir. Ooh. Moving on. Okay, so it's present. It's definitely present. I wonder then, should we just go with the picture then? On this one? Because I think that's the only indication we have that's like the opposite thing that I was thinking. It's like, why would he fall back on his back? Wouldn't he fall forward? Because at least, like, I think that if, like, you be on her side, you know what I mean? Like, not... Because he's so flat. Should we try it? Objection! Yep, there it is. Detective Skye, I'm afraid I have to apologize in advance. For what? For embarrassing you in front of your idol. Jesus Christ. What do you mean? If you take a look at this photo of the crime scene, you'll see that the victim is lying on his back. But if the victim hadn't been hit from behind as you claim, then he should have fallen over into the lantern face down. Yep, that's exactly what we're thinking, yep. It's not enough to simply take someone's side, Detective Skye, even if it's Mr. Edwards. Phoenix is really like I think he definitely was hurt by the side picking. He's trying to pretend he wasn't, but I think he was hurt by it. Oh, it's okay, Emma, it's okay. It was cute. I'm not saying that her job was cute. That sounds like I'm being like, oh, it's how cute, Emma. I mean more just like, it's cute that she like wanted to like really impress Edgeworth. There doesn't appear to be a flaw in Detective Skye's testimony. Oh. Mr. Wright, if you think I'm going to just back down right now, you're sadly mistaken. Emma's unusually fired up today. Don't forget, she's in front of her hero, Nick. If the Steel Samurai came to watch this trial, I want you to do my absolute best. I want you to do my absolute best too. That's the truth, and it is cute. It is absolutely adorable, and it makes sense because, like, you know, it's the same way that like Apollo wanted to do well in front of Phoenix. Listen, Mr. Wright, it's entirely possible the defendant moved the victim's body after he fell over, but would she have the time? In that case, there wouldn't be any contradiction, right? But that's just a guess, though, right? Indeed, that was an excellent counter-argument, Detective. Oh, she's gonna love that. You can count on me, sir, yeah. No, but, like, to me, like, that's just, like, a guess. Like, You'd have to have proof that the body was moved, because usually detectives can find like blood streaks or, you know, marks that show that they were moved, you know, but if you'd have to prove that, wouldn't you? So what do you have to say to that, Mr. Wright? Is it possible that the victim's body was moved after he fell into the lantern? We're going to say it's not possible? Right? Because, I mean, like, that's what we're trying to counter, right? Sorry, detective, but there's no way the victim's body was moved after his death. Do we know how? Hopefully they can give us a hint. Oh, really? Then what makes you so sure? One look at this here, it should be become obvious. What is it? Is it that he, like, the shape is perfectly for his head in the hole? No, it's because there's freaking, like, look at this. Yeah. It's because of all the kind of like, what you call these things? Like, I guess just wood planks, on his chest. Like, if he was moved, they wouldn't be here unless you placed them on top of him again. But I guess that could be a counter argument they would have, right? Those broken bits of lantern? Yes, if the body has been moved after the fact, these fragments would have fallen off it. But as you can clearly see, they're lying perfectly undisturbed on top of the body. This means that the victim must have been lying face up from before the lantern even broke. You're right. But wait a minute, if that's true, then when was the victim killed? I mean, the lantern was still whole during the reception, right? Right, which means we've just overturned a major assumption about this case, which means it would have to happen afterwards? If the victim was already dead before the lantern even was ever broken, then the body must have been inside the... What? Wait, they're saying that someone put the body inside the lantern? In other words, the defense asserts that the victim was killed before the wedding reception. So the body was just found, and how did the lantern break? In short, when Miss Wyatt was seen standing in front of the body after reception, it was the moment just after the murder was committed. It wasn't the moment. It was the moment she happened to discover the body, just as Miss Wyatt claims.
Objection!
Whether the act was committed before or after reception is entirely inconsequential, is it? After all, it was the defendant who prepared the reception hall for the event in question. He's so cute here. Therefore, when the murder occurred, changes nothing in regard to her guilt. She could have killed the victim before the reception, as you claimed, and then tried to hide the body in the lantern after the event ended.
Objection!
Oh. Sorry, but that doesn't make any sense. I mean, where would the body have been hidden during the reception in your scenario? That's... Even you have to admit, Mr. Edgeworth, that this has opened up a new possibility. Do explain, Mr. Wright. How is he so cute in this pose? He's never been this cute. Well, if Miss Wyatt did commit the crime in the reception hall, then that means someone somewhere put the victim's body into the lantern. Sorry, he said if Miss Wyatt didn't commit, the reception hall. I suppose that makes sense. A dead body couldn't have put itself in there. Exactly, Your Honor. In other words, if the murder actually occurred before the reception, it opens up the possibility that the defendant didn't do it, he was killed some other way, somewhere else, right? And then someone put his body into the lantern. If the body was hidden inside the lantern, then it's possible that the body was moved along with it from somewhere else. Oh, you're right. You can run that mouth of yours all you want. You can run that pretty mouth of yours. But do you have any evidence to support what's coming out of it, Mr. Wright? Of course I do. I think the answer lies in that piece of evidence and in something that was left at the crime scene after that will point to where the victim was really killed. Very well, in that case, what proves the lantern and the body were moved from somewhere else? This already feels like it's very amped up already, right? So, something he said, the piece of evidence and in something that was left at the crime scene. So it's still the crime scene that will point us to where the victim was really killed. So it's still the crime scene photo? But what in this, just, I know that we're probably going to have to present this again because to talk about the actual crime scene, right? The photo of the victim. There's nothing else. He was there during the reception though, wasn't he? No, sorry, that's, what am I doing? That's the butler. I think it's just we have to present this and just hope and pray that something comes out of it. I think we just have to hope and pray. The photo of the victim again? It's definitely up to us. I love that it's already amped up, man. I mean, this is what an Edgeworth and Phoenix battle should be, right? Start off running. I'd like the court to focus on this thing right here. The only thing that stands out differently from the rest of this, like, because we already pointed at this. It's not the lantern, because the lantern was in the hall. It's not the note, because we know what that note is to say that he was in order. The only other things are the thing that looks incredibly out of place, which is like these little things. It's the only thing different about this whole picture. The only thing. So, does it matter which one we present?
Take that!
Flower petals? Oh, they're flower petals. Okay, that's fine. I think we probably said there were flower petals before, but like I wasn't exactly sure. Maybe we did. Did we? I don't know. It's always like days in between a record thing, so like don't count on Calvin all the time. These petals are from the kind of flower that's not present in the reception hall. This means they must have gotten into the lantern when it was somewhere else. And just where do you propose this somewhere else to be, Mr. Wright? I propose that this piece of evidence will tell us where the flower petals came from. Oh, we just saw when we were checking the other evidence, we just literally saw. Yeah, here. Yeah, that's the only place that had flowers. This is actually like a very, like, photo heavy. It's like we're like passing between photos now. Yeah, this is it. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Please take a look at these flowers in this picture of the hold. Notice how the petals are the same shape of the petals in the crime scene photo? Yes, I see they do look to be from the same kind of flower.
Objection!
Is that really all you've got? Man, that side smile, what do you got cooked up? What do you got cooked up? A flower's a flower is a flower. They're all the same. No, they're not. I would already call you what you presented compelling evidence. I mean, it shows that he was elsewhere when he, like when he was grasping those flowers, right? At least there's that. Like, why would he have those flowers on him? I'm afraid I couldn't disagree with you more, Mr. Edgeworth. I gave a flower of this type to my lovely wife once when we were young. So I can assure you that this is a very meaningful and compelling evidence indeed. Whoa. We're getting our evidence passed through because the judge believes in love. The soundness of my judgment in this matter is backed by nothing. It is! He believes in pure love. But Your Honor, let it go, Mr. Edgeworth. It's clear you don't know much about flowers. You never give me any. It's not like we have, you don't have anyone you'd actually give any to. After all, we could say it in that tone, or he said, it's not like you have anyone you can give them to, right? But maybe you should study up on them, just in case the opportunity presents itself, like right now. Ah! He just said you got no love. This from the man who only knows the names of 3 types of. Their bickering is so funny because there's nothing hurtful about it. You know what I mean? You don't know flowers. You got no girlfriend. That's hardly relevant to the case. I love how like they're like there's no viciousness in their like bickering. It's so funny and charming. The defense asserts it's highly probable that the victim was killed in the hole. This is so fun. If the body was then placed in the lantern and moved to the reception hall for some reason. We completely destroy the prosecution's case. Then you mean the body was... Yes, the victim's body was... inside the lantern during the entire beautiful wedding reception. Frick yeah, Phoenix. While the defendant and her betrothed were celebrating their love. What? Lovely stuff. Absolutely lovely stuff from Phoenix here. Fantastic stuff. Just such a simple way of doing it with the flowers, right? Oh. Oh, the music stopped too. Your smooth talk might work on his honor and me sometimes, but it won't work on me. What are you talking about now? Taking a look at this, all the evidence, and you'll soon see what I mean. This is what we love, though. This is the type of case that we love. We love getting an upper hand. They push back a little. You know what I mean? It's gonna be so fun. It's gonna be so fun. I wish you would just tell me already. Detective Skye, I'm sure you've already figured out what I'm talking about, correct? Of course, sir. Mr. Wright is the only one here who hasn't. Why don't you leave this to me, Mr. Edgeworth? Very well. Let's see what you can do. I love that she's so happy to work for Edgeworth. It's actually like it's very, very sweet. It's very sweet, you know. And Edgeworth's so proud as well. He's not being rude at all. He's actually being very supportive. Detective Skye, please give your testimony to this court. Oh, more witness testimony, yeah? Okay. The victim couldn't have been killed before the reception. The autopsy report states that the estimated time of death was after the reception. And that estimated time of death is correct. There's no way it could have been wrong. Ooh, very short. It's clear Ms. Gunzi was killed after the reception, and that completely contradicts your claim. I guess so. Tell me you took at least a cursory glance at the autopsy report, Mr. Wright. It appears you've grown rusty since our last outing. Oh my god. Again, like the tiny bickering. It's not hurtful. It's not like it's only. It would be rude if it's coming from a different lawyer, but it's actually like it's very fun. It's very fun between the two of them. Why don't you just go back and brush up on the basics? Oh my god. Sure. But I must say, you're as cocky as ever, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh my god. You can't tell me this isn't just two people just flirting in the court. Just stop. Or keep going. I beg your pardon. What are you trying to say, Mr. Wright? I'm just saying that I'll go back to basics, if that's what Mr. Edgeworth wants. I'll prove how badly he's underestimating me with a good old-fashioned cross-examination. Very well. I see you put all your money where your mouth is, Mr. Wright. The prosecution's rebuttal. The victim could not have been killed before the reception. So I guess we pressed this one, right? The autopsy report states the estimated time of death was after the reception. And they usually find this, what would they say before? They find this out through like body temperature, right? And stuff like this as well. So we can press this and see what they can find out with this. I've read the autopsy report too, you know. Then you don't need me to explain to you, right? How there's no way the victim could have been killed before the reception, I mean. Detective Skye, I think you've overlooked something big. I have? Why don't you take another look at the evidence? But I've already looked at all the evidence, and quite carefully too, I'll have you know. Detective Skye, do not be taken in by his verbal antics. He is simply bluffing as always. Right, sir. She is taking power. You know, she gets confidence from Edgeworth. It's so well done. Because again, it's not annoying. There's nothing annoying about this, and I think that's such because I think not that like the game is annoying, but sometimes like some prosecutions like are very like intentionally frustrating. But there's something just so fun about this. I know we're contemplating someone's death, but you know what I mean. Like it's actually just a great dynamic. And that estimated time of death is correct. There's no way it could have been wrong. I guess we can press this too. I don't know if this is another presenting situation. Is it possible that the culprit did something to obscure the real time of death? That could be. That could be. But you'd have to like, is it like they used the lantern to like heat them up or something? No, not in this case. No, because if you heat them up, then that would make it seem like it's sooner, right? They died sooner. There was no snow or anything to keep the body from decomposing. There's no snow or anything to keep the body from decomposing? And there's no fridge on the airship that big enough to fit the body into. They're trying to lead us towards saying that there's something has to have made it cold, right? That's what they're trying to lead us towards here. So you've already checked into that, I see. It all comes down to the estimated time of death, doesn't it? They were definitely trying to funnel us into the idea that like it's about the temperature, right? And how they could have made something colder. It all comes down to the estimated time of death, doesn't it? Couldn't the killer have messed with the victim's head? Yeah, here we go. On ice. Maya, you genius. Maya, you genius. But do we have that? I think we only have the fog machine. It utilizes dry ice. Maya, you beautiful genius. Yeah, if they had the means to. The prosecution is treating the estimated time of death as an absolute. But is it really? I take it you don't think it is, huh, Nick? And in that case, we're gonna have to find a way to convince him otherwise. Yeah, there's gotta be a way somehow. Maya's smile can light up our world, honestly. Yeah, it's, I think we'd have to present the third one because that's when she tried to rebut it the most, right? There's no way it could be wrong. Yeah, there we go. Maya, you genius. Because I think we were leading towards the temperature thing, but I forgot about the dry ice thing for a second, and then it reminded me when she said ice.
Objection!
There we go. I admit the estimated time of death does contradict my theory. I'm so happy that we're doing this, guys. This court case. I know I keep saying it, but like I just love this court case. Finally. And that means your theory that the victim was killed before the reception. She's so happy with this too. I need those glasses still. It's still entirely plausible. Maya, man. I think that happens a lot though, and I love that happens in this game because I think that like it doesn't give you the answer right away, but I think it jolts your memory with some stuff, right? Especially early on in the cases, they will the trials, they will have like your partner kind of like jolt your memory a bit. I love it. What makes you think that? The killer could have falsified the time of death by using a certain item at the reception hall. Please take a look at this. And what is that contraption, Mr. Wright? It's a fog machine, Your Honor, used to create a special romantic atmosphere in the hall. And this machine could have been used to falsify the time of death? Yes, Your Honor, because this machine uses dry ice to perform its magic. Dry ice? I remember when Maya pressed it, it wouldn't work. Ah, yes, the super coat stuff commonly used to make theatrical fog, right? I see, so your claim is that the dry ice was used to keep the body cold. In that case, I guess the victim could have been killed before the reception. And I do feel bad for Ema because Ema just genuinely wants to impress Edgeworth for sure, you know, for sure. Order in this court. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what do you have to say about this development? Oh my god, look at this. The victim was killed in the hole before the wedding reception. The prosecution acknowledges the possibility of this claim. Whoa, there it is. And again, this is the thing. Edgeworth won't go against the truth. He's trying to find the truth just as we are. And Corain showed very well what happens when you don't have both sides working to find the truth. It shows what happens. You have an entire justice system crumbling right before you. This is the way you do it. This is the way you find it. Now we're getting somewhere, but he's going to push back on something else, though. The prosecution would also like to thank you, Mr. Wright. For what? I don't know how certain a piece of evidence fit into this case. Oh, he has another piece of evidence. But now, thanks to you, I do. What piece of evidence? To get into the hold, one needs a key card, like this one. And here we have a record of those who entered the hold, which... Oh... So he's gonna say that Ellen, like, it couldn't have been Dumas. Ellen is on this list. The times aren't specified, but these are the last 3 entries on the day of the murder. So we're gonna have to, like, question Pierce? Oh my god, that smile. As you can see, the last person into the hold that day was the defendant. What? So the one who moved the body out of the hold must have been... That's right. It was none other than the defendant. So why can't Pierce... Maybe I didn't explain. Why can't Pierce? Is it because Pierce was always just a part of the reception? Why couldn't Pierce have been the one to have done it? And then take a look at this entry record. There are a couple of other names on here besides Ellen's. It's also, yeah, Pierce is the one I'm looking at the most for sure, Maya. Hey, you're right. According to the entry record, Mr. Edgeworth, Pierce Nicody had also gone to the hold. Isn't it possible that he could have been the culprit?
Objection.
Oh. Sorry, but Nicody was escorting a few of the guests at the time. I'm sure they would be happy to testify to that fact if you like. So they're literally saying the only person that could have been is Ellen. Think me cocky all you like, Mr. Wright, but my confidence is rarely misplaced. Now then, it's probably safe to assume that after killing the victim in the hold, the defendant moved the body to the hall in order to dispose of it discreetly. What do you mean by discreetly? The defendant volunteered to take care of the reception's cleanup personally. That means she would have had the chance to dispose of anything in any way she wanted. Oh, so he's using the fact that she has a compulsion to clean all the time as a way of saying that she would have had the chance to do this. Because she offered to clean, she's actually being like, something that she offered to do because she wanted to do one last thing for the family that she thought cared for her. In reality, it's actually that it might be the nail in her coffin. Including taking the lantern out the airship without raising any suspicion. He's saying she used this as a time to do it without anyone noticing. Don't tell me you didn't know when Miss White volunteered for cleanup duty, Miss Wright. We did know about this. She said this to us. For my last task as a servant of the Sprocket household, I offered to take on the preparation and cleanup of the reception banquet. I see. Yeah. Look at you, sweating buckets like a rookie. Even after all these years, nevertheless. Thank you for proving that the only person who could have killed the victim in the hold is Ellen Wyatt. He did a really good job of this, and it's exactly what you should do, which is you walk people into like certain situations, right? We've done it in the past as well, but now we have to find a way to walk out of this. Great job, Phoenix. Now we're back to square one. Perhaps you should ask Miss Sykes for some help reviewing Defense for Dummies. See, you know what the thing is? What's so funny about this as well is that he's like, because he knows, obviously Athena's still learning law and stuff like this too, so he's using someone who is like kind of like still a beginner in some ways, as a way of being like, hey, maybe she should teach you. It's such a charming rivalry. It's such a charming rivalry. It's so funny. Way to go, sir. Emma. You got Miss Wright in a cold sweat. I wonder if maybe the promise of seeing that miserable look on his face is what brought me back to the court today. It certainly made all the stress and woes as chief prosecutor just melt away. I guess he had a lot of stress built up. I'll give him something to stress over before we're through today. Your Honor, the prosecution asks that you render the verdict at this time. Before that man over there tries to throw the courtroom into chaos with his meaningless bluffs. This is very prosecutor as well, trying to end the court case as soon as possible. The thing is here as well is that like Edward truly believes right now at this moment that Ellen is the person who did this, and he believes this is definitive proof. We have to find a way to push back on this, right? Sometimes it's different. Like when Garan tried to end the case as soon as possible, she did it because we knew we had a chance. Edward's doing it because he just believes this is the truth. He really does. I see, Mr. Wright. Are there any last meaningful bluffs you'd like to present to this court? Oh my god, he knows Edward. He knows Phoenix very well. Why does he have to assume it'll be a bluff? Because he knows you well. Nick, hurry up and throw a good one out there. I will. Well, alright then. Let's see. I've got it. How do you know it was Miss White who used the key card? Because somebody else had it. Wait, do we have the key card as evidence? No, we don't. Because didn't they say that like... Didn't something... Wasn't it someone retrieved it or someone got it? It was Larry, right, that came over. Was that the key card? Are we trying to put Larry into this? After all, it turns out that somebody else used her card. It would mean that Wyatt didn't do it. I think they said Larry did something with the card, right? Or got something, or got the card? Interesting. Now you able to prove this bluff to be true? I assure you, I'm not bluffing, Your Honor. Well, now what? I love that he says, well, now what, right afterwards. Wait a minute, Nick. I can think of a certain somebody who might have used Ellen's key card. You can? Remember? The one who was sneaking around the hold? In spite of not being a family member? It was Larry. Oh, that's right. Am I like misremembering something? Larry didn't he go to the actual mansion itself? And like collect the key card, or did he collect something else? Your Honor, the defense would like to call a certain witness to the stand. I need testimony from this person who may have entered the hold of Miss Wyatt's card. I could be wrong in what I'm remembering, but I remember something about him and the key card.
Take that!
Or maybe it was just in the same sentence. Oh my god. Oh my god. Are you saying that numbskull was on the airship? You didn't know? He never breathed a word about it. Oh my god, he lied to Edgeworth after all that. And Edgeworth probably saved his life. Edgeworth probably saved his life. That's not surprising because Mr. Nicody told him to keep quiet about it. Mr. Butz himself admitted to me. He claimed to have found his way to sneak onto the Flying Chapel's hold to see Miss Wyatt. This photo he took gave me to me as proof. Then it was he who moved the lantern with the body inside the reception hall. Are we saying that? You know as well as I that with him, anything is possible. I love that it's literally two friends reminiscing about another friend that they know is always trouble. And this one possibility should definitely be, we should definitely look into. I can't believe this. It's so funny that the frustrations that they're both feeling right now is, oh my god, Larry. It's the definition of Larry. What in the world is he doing mixed up in this? Come on, Mr. Edgeworth. Remember what we've been saying since elementary school. Oh, I know the phrase, when something smells, it's usually the Butz. It's so funny that, like, again, they're like this prosecutor and lawyer are bonding over their shared frustration with their friend constantly getting into trouble. So freaking funny. Exactly. That Larry, you pay for this. Well, if you want to extract your payment now, he's right up there in the gallery. He's here. Oh my god, the yikes from the crowd. Bailiff sees the witness before he makes a run for it. He remembers Larry too. No, why does this stuff always happen to me? Because you always get yourself into trouble. Sorry, Larry, but you brought this on yourself. Well, legitimately, he did. Like, we can say, I don't think he did it. I don't think he did it. But the reason why he did bring this on himself once again is not only did he lie to Edgeworth, but also, like, he keeps putting himself in situations that he doesn't belong in, you know? Let us break for a 15-minute recess. I ask that both sides prepare for the next part of the witness testimony during this time. September 22nd. District Court. Defendant. Lobby. Number 3. Wow. It's been a while since I've had this much fun and excitement. It's nice to be here in this courtroom, Amaya, right? 100%. I face off against Mr. Edgeworth, a harrowing tightrope walk for the defense. This music's great. It's always so good. The music's always so good in this game. I'm exhausted already. Boss? Ah, Theta, how you doing? I'm here for moral support. It's so good to see you. Is Trucy around too? Athena, are you all done practicing for Trucy's magic show? Well, to be perfectly honest, I saw her run away. But that's not because she was putting my life in danger, I tell you. Oh my god, Trucy. I see. I think I'll need to have a one-on-one with her. You're really athletic and fit, Athena, so Trucy probably thinks she can run you ragged. Honestly, I love the way, like, Phoenix is like, no, she thinks this. Because again, Trucy wouldn't actually be mean, but she is like someone who, like, demands perfection when it comes, not perfection, but she demands you to work hard, you know? That may be true. Which is why not even Trucy can keep up with me when I run at full speed. I love that she just ran as fast as she could to get away from Trucy. Looks like you spoke too soon, Athena. Never underestimate the resourcefulness of a great magician. Huh? Is she here? Yes, she's here. Magical girl Trucy Wright is on the scene. That's hilarious. That's so funny. Again, we know Trucy has a... Remember the time that someone, like, stole something? Remember the garage, was it? In Apollo Justice, and she chased right after them. No! Now, Athena, it's time to practice human combustion. Athena, you're getting set on fire. Go on, douse yourself in gasoline. She's so funny. She's so freaking funny. But don't worry, it's a magic trick after all. It'll be perfectly safe. Oh, how could you say no? How could you say no? Run away! This is a great little insert here. This is just a very charming case. Hey, you're not getting off that easily. Get her, Trucy, go on, get her. They get along so well, don't they? Honestly, like, it's really cool for Maya to see this too. It's really cool. Like, Phoenix is basically like Phoenix's new daughters, basically, you know? But I think it's so great for Maya to see, is because it's just such a big change from the times we had before. But also, like, she's probably not surprised seeing Phoenix has like adopted so many people. You know what I mean? At all. You know, how he used to treat Pearls is a perfect example of that too, and how Pearls trusts him as well, you know? It reminds you of the good old days. Oh, Maya. This really is the end of like an era, right? With this trial. You, me, and Pearly. Oh, Detective Gumshoe, I can't forget him. We had all kinds of fun at the crime scenes back then, remember? It was a crazy time, and I love that Maya saying great fun when she would get kidnapped at least once per game. Or something would happen to her once per game. This poor girl went through so freaking much, and she still thinks it was great times just because she was with Phoenix and Pearls and Gumshoe and all these characters. Leading me to do all the serious investigating, as I recall. No, it was so fun. Like, I look back on Trials and Tribulations, and like, you know, my time with Maya was precious. You know, my time with all these characters was precious. Call will be back in session, Mr. Wright. Right, thank you. So Larry's the next witness, right? I can't wait to see what happens. Sadly, I can already imagine it. September 22nd. District Court. Courtroom number 6. Oh my god, Larry just standing there as well. Look at him. Look at him. With his new outfit. Court will now reconvene. Oh my god, Larry. Nick, Edgy. The two of you are gonna hang me out to dry, aren't you? No, not the both of us. Just Mr. Wright. Nick, how could you? I don't really think he did it, of course, but I've got to use whatever leads I can. I agree. I agree, it's 100%. Larry did not do this, but we have to use that lead. We have to. And you know what's so interesting about this as well, what I actually really like enjoy about this a lot, is that there's a justifiable reason for Larry to be here, while also we know that Larry wasn't here, right? It's not just like we're bringing in Larry for the sake of it, or it's a big bluff. It's Larry has brought this on himself. And again, I don't have a problem with Larry on a grand sense, but of course, he's one of those characters that, like, you know what he reminds me of? He reminds you of that, like, one person you know who, like, never stops just doing a load of bullcrap, and you're like, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? And, like, he somehow always survives in the end. But like, again, as I said when he brought us himself, like, whether it be, you know, coming to Phoenix and dropping this all in his lap, pretending he had a bomb on him, Edgeworth saving his life, Edgeworth and Emma basically saving his life, let's be honest here, getting information out, then he lied to Edgeworth then afterwards. All of this literally has led to him being in this place. He brought himself to the dance, right? He really did. Mr. Butz, there's a possibility you moved the lantern that day, the lantern that had the dead body in it. So if you want to clear yourself of any suspicion, all you have to do is testify. Now then, your testimony, please, witness. Yeah, and we'll end the episode here, as we usually like to end the episode, like, just right before we do something. Nick is a jerk face, it's crazy. Nick is the only thing saving you from getting absolutely destroyed. So while we didn't have any, like, grand, gigantic revelations, I feel like, this time around, I think that this was a great introduction to a trial between Edgeworth and Phoenix, because now we have the tone of this whole trial set. We have, like, a lot of, like, the dynamics really in place, and it's exactly what I wanted it to be, at least so far. While I know this is a serious case where a woman's life is literally on the line here, I think it's okay for me as, like, Ace Attorney fan and you guys as well to, like, truly enjoy what this is. And this is like a reunion. This is, it feels like we stepped into the original trilogy and we're doing a trial together. And I think it's perfect. I think it's exactly perfect. And the reason I think it's perfect is not just because, like, look, Edward's there and he's doing a good job, which is a great thing. It's not just because Mai's beside us and she's, like, you know, helping us out so much. That's fantastic. It's not just because we're standing up on the, you know, beside Maya, facing Edward the judge up here, and Larry's on the stand. All this stuff is very, very nostalgic in a very, very well done way. But it's also, like, the dynamic. It's also the way Edgeworth and Phoenix are reacting to each other and acting with each other. I really enjoy the fact that it's more playful and funny than it is kind of, like, hurtful. You're not seeing Edgeworth say something really, like, calling him, like, vermin or saying he's evil or whatever. Even though those trials with Naruto were fun, it's a different feeling. When we're up against Godot getting coffee thrown at us, when we're up against Von Karma getting a whip towards our face, when we're up against Simon Blackwell. All these things felt very antagonistic against us. They felt like Payne, another example. They all feel very antagonistic against Phoenix. They have something to prove against Phoenix. I don't think Edgeworth has anything to prove against Phoenix beyond just like a healthy competition. So while like this is a serious case and they both want to find the truth, I think because they know that after this is all over, they'll still be, soulmates. And I say soulmates, and again, whatever way you want to see it, whether it's friends or whatever, or not whatever, friends, or like they like, some people ship them together. Some people like them as a couple. Some people like them as, eternal best friends forever, bonded through blood. They are soulmates. No matter what way, whether it be friendship soulmates or kissy soulmates, they are soulmates. And to me, it's one of those situations where, because they know this, they can go into this trial and poke a little fun at each other, make a bit of fun with each other, and you can tell Phoenix isn't taking it personally, and you can tell Edgeworth isn't taking it personally either, and they're both just coming into this with making the whole energy of this thing just very fun. And if you're going to do a nostalgia case, I like the idea that it all feels very natural while also still giving us a little bit of a treat of nostalgia, It's really well done in that sense. I love it. I really do love it. It's nice having, of course, Maya beside us giving us all this information. She's fantastic. She helped us out with this case already. What we have in this trial so far, though, in terms of the actual case itself, is that we were able to prove that there's a possibility that this murder happened before the trial started due to the dry ice that was in the facility and that was missing from one of the machines as Maya tried to press it and it didn't work. We also proved now that there's a possibility, not proved, but we're trying to prove there's a possibility that someone else could have had her card, which again, I remember something about Larry showing up and then the butler turning him away. But again, I might have to, I'll look back at it. That's what I'll do. I'll look back on it today and maybe I'll write in the text exactly what happened there. But it makes sense that he would have if he was able to get through this whole facility and he's able to get into certain places, he'd have to have a way to access this area, right? That makes sense. We also proved that he couldn't have been that she couldn't have hit him from behind there in that room. That was, of course, earlier as well. So we're proving little tiny things, but Edgeworth's been really good at pushing back at them. But I also love that they gave us a tiny victory over Edgeworth too. It's not just Edgeworth constantly being beating us down, because again, Edgeworth and Phoenix are very equals when it comes to their talent. So instead of having this court case where it's a prosecutor constantly just destroying Phoenix, it feels like a tennis match. It feels like they're lobbing it back and forth, which makes it much more interesting and much more fun for me, rather than have it be something that's really, really frustrating and not fun to play because, you're watching two people that you love dearly rip each other apart. You saw even the stuff at the start with the really charming stuff about the going out for dinner or for drinks afterwards. They know that what they're doing here is actually really, really special, and they know that the fans know that this is special. And you could say, well, Calvin, that's fan service, but I think a healthy amount of fan service is always good if it makes sense. This whole trial has been explained why it's Edgeworth versus Phoenix. So now all they have to do is just let us have some fun here while also doing this very serious case. It's a serious case. I want to make that clear. I hope I'm not in real life, obviously it'll be very different, but I hope you guys understand that and I think you guys do understand what I'm saying. It's yes, we're taking this seriously. We want Ellen to be safe, but at the same time too, it can't be denied that we have Edgeworth with Maya versus Phoenix with Larry on the stand and the judge at the top of the courtroom. Regardless of what anyone says, this is serious, but I'm going to have the time of my freaking life. I'm going to have such a good time with this. Of course I am. Jesus freaking Christ, guys. I love the dynamic between Emma and Edgeworth as well. Again, it's very cute, but very, very sweet and makes sense. I love that Phoenix pretends to not care as well. And the reason I like it so much is because, again, it's Edgeworth and Phoenix are not where they were in the first parts again. Edgeworth already had a reputation, but now he's even more famous than he was before. Phoenix is more famous than he was before as well. When we really think about this is two really experienced lawyers going up against each other. And of course, Emma would look up to the chief prosecutor like this, who is a very respectful person and respects Emma. It's so good. And it's very healthy as well. It's this admiration for Edgeworth that is reciprocated through compliments and saying that she's actually doing a fantastic job. Love that. Absolutely love that. And there's really showcasing here that this is the Battle of the Titans. This is not the two of them when they first met each other. This is not the two of them when they first went up against each other. This is the two of them when they are going against each other. And let's be honest here, at the peak of their fame and their careers. This is where they're both they're most well known. This is the equivalent of two famous boxers going against each other. This is the two biggest lawyers in the history of this. And here's the thing, I want to make this clear. The biggest prosecutor and the most famous lawyer, right? If you ask me who the best lawyer in the whole game is, in the whole series, it's Apollo. Like, I'm sorry, but like the stuff he's had to go through has been insane. Like, I don't care. Like, I love Phoenix and I love Edgeworth, but like there's no better like lawyer at pulling out some crazy happenings than Apollo, in my opinion. I think Apollo is incredible, but that doesn't deny how good Edgeworth is as well. My opinion is I think Apollo's cases have always been like impossible sometimes. You know what I mean? His cases have been like, how do you even do that? You know what I mean? How do you even prove that? You know what I mean? And he does in the end. You know what I mean? And he had help from Phoenix as well, of course, 100%. But that's just my opinion.
Will you be joining us? Then it's settled.
To summarize everything I feel, this is a nostalgic thrill ride that I'm so excited to go through more of. I think they've really given us something to really enjoy and love here. It feels like we're being gifted with something that's really special. It doesn't feel gaudy or tacky. It doesn't feel like wink, wink, nudge, nudge. It feels all very natural while also giving us something really, really nice to sink our teeth into. I really adore the way that they've done the nostalgia. It's nostalgia that feels like a real story. I think that I don't really have any theories of what happened in this trial. I think the one thing you'd indicate towards is like, you know, the only people we know are like the Butler, Larry, Ellen, and Soren. If I had to pick anyone out of the crowd there, I wouldn't be able to do it right now because I think even if I went, like, the Butler has like a different weird vibe to him, right? Like, he has a weird vibe to him. Even at that, like, this game knows how to turn things on their head. It really does. Like, it could be anything that's happening now, you know what I mean? It could be anything. But this is the final trial of the saga. So we're going to get into this, guys, and it's going to be really, really awesome, honestly. If you want to see these videos early, you can see them early on Patreon or YouTube members, which is the join button down below, and the patrons in the description. It's €1 or $1.50. And that is, or whatever it is in your currency, and you get those videos early, sometimes a day, sometimes 2 days, sometimes 3 days, depending on the day. This video came out Tuesday evening, so we get that video around 2 days early this time around. Sometimes it comes out 3 days early. We also have the credits that are going by on the screen right now. You can get your name in the credits for €10 or whatever is in your currency, and that's on YouTube members and Patreon as well. And of course, the highest tier of Patreon and YouTube members is the €15 tier or whatever that is in your currency, and you can get that. Your name read out basically is what you get every single video. And I want to say a massive thank you to Typharo2, Jamie Bull, Johnny the Banana, the Ghost of Inazuma, Felicitas Felix, Yuld, Anusta, Assassin, True Peanut Butter, Peter Shelson, Leon, Heike Kasparian, Jared Beanham, Neo Showright, Leo 200, Malcolm Kunde, and at the highest tier of my YouTube, Royal Grimmer 7, Blasco, and Lucinagi. See you guys soon. Bye-bye.